Hi you guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. So this afternoon I came home and I realized that I had parsley on the dehydrator that I needed to get off of there. And so I have 3 bundles here. When it goes on sale, you know, in the winter time, I don't have plants outside. So my seedlings just popped up. I'm excited. So I have some Italian parsley and some green onions started in the window, and then my tomato plants that I planted the other day have sprouted. So anyways, what I'm going to do is going to be kind of noisy. I'm going to dehydrate some more stuff for you today, but I've had quite a few questions on dehydrating. So let's just crush this up. It's kind of noisy for sure. So I just take it and crush it into the parchment paper, and then it's easier to get down into the, oh, it smells amazing, into my container. So I've got this, I just refill all the time, you know, as I buy Italian parsley. And I can tell you that once you do it yourself, you're not going to want the stuff you get in the store. It's just not the same. It's not as fragrant. It doesn't have the same amount of taste in the essential oils as when you do it from your fresh stuff. I mean, it's the same with the garlic powder and the onion powder. And so what I'm going to do here in a second is I'm going to start the process of dehydrating tomatoes. Now, the other day I did a really fun recipe. Somebody had asked me if I could do something using tomato powder, and I thought, well, yeah, I'm not going to open my tomato powder, but I'll make my own, and then we'll go from there. And tomato powder actually is one of those things that when you're buying number 10 cans, it's usually a very good value because it takes a whole lot of tomatoes to grind into a powder for that kind of stuff. So now my parsley container is full again. I'm probably going to take some of these stems off of there, but that's okay. We don't need those stems, right? And 3 bundles of parsley at 30 cents a piece, or 33 cents a piece. So for $1, I filled my container of parsley again. You can't even get a little tiny thing for under, gosh, it might be just under $3 for a thing of parsley in the grocery store. It's pretty expensive, which I find odd because it's really not, it's not an expensive item. So what I have here is I bought Roma tomatoes today, California grown, for 37 cents a pound. And you know, Romas have a really good flavor. I thought, well, you know, I'll buy 30 pounds of them. I'll make tomato sauce, and I still might do that. But today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it up and dehydrate. So let me get a whiteboard for you. Give you a little bit better visual of color and all that. I've washed these really good, and these were nice, firm tomatoes. For in the middle of winter, I mean, it's February 1st, for goodness sakes. It's not bad. So I'm going to take the top of that off, and we're going to slice these up. I use a little mandolin because I want them pretty uniform. Nothing's going to go to waste here because my chickens will eat that like nobody's business. Okay? And what I do is get this down on my little tomato, and you dial your mandolin any way you want. These can be really dangerous, so you got to be careful. Let's see if it's going to work here. It might. Sometimes you have to kind of work the skin through that. And I probably could have let these sit a little bit longer, but what happens with the dehydrator is the flavors all concentrate and they become very intense. So I don't really worry if they're a little underripe because the flavor's still there and they just develop as the tomato dries. It's kind of like roasting. And they do have a good flavor. But you know what? Since the skin seems to be a little tough, I am going to just cut them by hand. And I'll eyeball it. See, and this one's a little more ripe. Beautiful. So you want them a little thicker, because if they aren't about 1/4 of an inch thick, they will end up so paper thin on the dehydrator that they'll just kind of meld in and they will fall apart before you can get them off. So you want a nice even layer. Let me see if I can, yeah. And there you go. These are going to go down, and by tomorrow morning, we should have dehydrated tomatoes. And we can make tomato powder, which can make tomato sauce, tomato paste, anything. And you utilize the skins as well. Where when you make your own sauce, you have to get rid of the skin and stuff. Now I have a Victorio strainer, so it's easy for me to seed and get rid of the skin, because it takes care of it for me. But not everybody has access to that. So, all right. So next tray down. And we'll get these on here. I'm going to keep working on these, and I'll bring you back when I'm all set up. I'll tell you how many I've got. That was I have to look at the receipt, but that was about 5 or 6 pounds of tomatoes. So I'll be right back. YouTube style. All right, you guys. Well, it was 6 pounds of tomatoes, and actually these tomatoes taste really good. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trays. I wanted to test the waters before I go buying 30 pounds of tomatoes, but I believe that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm just going to go buy a whole lug of tomatoes and get them dehydrated, and then I have them. Okay, so I don't like to run the dehydrator partially full for very long, and I decided that I'm going to go ahead and do some shredded carrots. I have lots of cubed carrots in my extended pantry, but I need some grated carrots, I should say. Grated, shredded, however you want to put it. So I buy 10 pounds at a time for about $4 and some change at Costco, and they're organic tomato or carrots. And so I'm just going to put them down here in the Cuisinart. Hold your ears. Isn't that nice? This is how I make carrot salad too. I mean, that's how fast and easy that is. That goes really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how that looks on the dehydrator tray. Move this out of the way. The chickens and the rabbit will love all this stuff. And I actually washed the ends of those tomatoes really well, and I put them back into the mix. There is no need for me to leave them out of the equation. They are just as good as the rest of the tomato. And once they're ground up into a powder, you'll never know, and that probably adds some more fiber to the mix. So we're going to keep it all. Not going to waste one bit of that 37 cents a pound. Okay, so here's that beautiful, you can see that close-up of those carrots. And we're going to put these right on this tray. And I've got the little mesh liner on here. Whenever I bought this dehydrator, I just went ahead and bought all the mesh liners for all the trays, just so I could do small things without it falling through. And anyway, carrots are just amazing. They rehydrate really well. I haven't found that I needed to necessarily, if I give them long enough to rehydrate, I don't need to go ahead and blanch those first. So, and I might, while I'm at it, since I've got everything out, I think I might make a little carrot salad for kicks and giggles, because that's always good. And maybe I'll just bring you along for that ride. because we're already in carrot heaven here. Okay, that was 2. And oh, this has got the oddball. It's got the leather tray on it. So we don't need that today. Okay. Look at that. I mean, that's how fast that gave you 3 trays full of grated carrots. Can't gripe about that. I don't care who you are. Not sure what that's all about. Okay. Or that. And there we go. There's 3 trays. I'm going to go ahead and finish. I've got 3 more trays to get on here, and then I can run with a good conscience. I can run my dehydrator all night long. Okay. So I hope that gives you some ideas of things you can do, and save some money and space, and boy, you know, we go through these carrots pretty fast because our dogs like them as treats, but as far as if it was just us eating them, 10 pounds would go to waste. So this is a nice, easy way to have 10 pounds of carrots at your disposal 24/7 whenever you need them for soups, stews, casseroles, any of that. And you have a nutritious, healthy vegetable in your food arsenal. Okay, in your extended pantry. So I will be back when I'm all done. Okay, I'm back and I got all the carrots grated. Actually, 2 of those probably was only about 4 or 5 pounds of carrots, I'm thinking, because anyways, but the main thing is the whole tower of dehydrator trays are done, and I will put I'll put this in the family room or the dining room and leave it in the house. There's nothing smelly in here like garlic or onions, and it'll help heat the house up. So I'll put this at 135 degrees for vegetables, and we'll bring you back when it's all said and done. But this is a great way to store a lot of food condensed down into a small container. All right, you guys, I'll be back. So this is what we ended up with, and I'm really excited. This was, let's see, about 6 trays of carrots that I dehydrated. And I'm rehydrating some carrots for you. I want to see and show you how well they dehydrate back. I usually do these in chunks, and so, but I use a lot of grated carrots in different soups and all stir fries and all kinds of stuff. So the other day when I was making that ramen with the twist, I thought, oh man, it'd be nice to have some dehydrated carrots. And I can tell you right now, and these have only been dehydrating in hot water for maybe 5 minutes. I just put them in there. So that's what it looks like, and it's a nice soft texture again. A little bit longer, I think, will be perfect. Delicious. Tastes just like fresh. And then the tomatoes that I got done, or that I have on the dehydrator, they are not done. I had the carrots on top and they got done, but the tomatoes are not quite done. So it's kind of a bummer. And what I found with tomatoes and dehydrating is they come back, but they have a chewier texture. So a diced tomato or a plum tomato or a cherry tomato cut in half, it will give the soup or the sauce a different texture. And so they come back, but they're chewier. They're really good. So I'm just gonna finish this up really quick. My battery is about to go dead. I'm gonna put these tomatoes back in with the this is a number 10 size can of diced tomatoes, and I mean it's in a little bag. So I'm gonna put these tomato slices in here with these guys and get them in the pantry. I hope this inspires you to get dehydrating, putting away things when it goes on sale, taking advantage of the good deals that we still do have. And again, I hope that this helps someone out there, and I hope you subscribe, hit the like button, and maybe share it on Facebook. Somebody else might need to know this information too. So, I'll see you next time, YouTube. God bless.